everybody. I am so excited. I am just really excited. Welcome to the 8 o'clock live edition of Healthy Living with Marilyn. Yeah, we are live. We're not Memorex. I'm really excited. And my name is Dr. Marilyn Scott, and I am the hostess with the mostest. And we've been doing this a while, haven't we, Joes?
This is 24?
Yes, this is our 24th episode. And we are in now season 2. Michael said we had to start a season 2. Season 2, episode 4. So it's 2-4 right there.
All right.
Right?
Oh, nice.
Yes, pretty cool, huh?
If I was a numbers player, I'd be
the numbers play that way.
I'm not a numbers player.
I want to welcome everybody to the show. Josi has been my co-host since the beginning. There's a couple weeks where she hasn't been here, but she's always there. She's my rock. She keeps me going. Thank you, Josi. I really appreciate it.
I love you too.
I love you. I love you. I love you. And we are simulcasting this on my YouTube channel, which is Healthy Living with Marilyn Living, and on my personal Facebook page, which is marilyn.a.scott123. So if you go to my Facebook page, is it working, Michael? Yeah, great. So that's good because we like it when it works, don't we, Joes?
We do.
So, please go to my YouTube channel, which is Healthy Living with Marilyn Living. I'm looking for people to subscribe, so please subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch it on YouTube. I have a lot of people that watch it on YouTube. My business partner, Judy Richards, watches on YouTube. Judy, if you're there, hi, how you doing? Her birthday's in a couple weeks, so I'm really excited about that.
Judy.
Speaking of birthdays, my daughter's birthday's today. My youngest, Christy Graves, her birthday's today. I went down and saw her today and brought her down some cupcakes. So she doesn't know I'm doing this. I didn't tell her, but happy birthday, Chris. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to go have fun tomorrow afternoon. I'm so excited.
Happy delivery day, Mom.
Yep, there you go, Michael. Way to go. So, we are really having a good show tonight. I am so excited. We are going to be talking about romancing the food because food is beautiful and it tastes great. And my guest tonight is Laurel Herman, and I call her the chef extraordinaire because she makes the most delicious dishes, and they're absolutely delectable, and they're nutritious on top of that.
That's necessary these days.
Yes, especially since
important.
I used to be on the Seafood and Eat It plan, which was I saw food and I ate it. So I'm trying not to do that now. We had a great guest last week where we talked about how to handle your emotional eating. So this has nothing to do with, well, it does sort of have emotional eating because it's love. It's the love of food.
Love is a great emotion to have.
It is, and it's a happy emotion. We have too many negative emotions. We got to bring out the happy emotions, and that's why I put those Be Amazing posts on my Facebook page because I want people to be amazing. You're all amazing. Step out and do something that you haven't done before. Step out and get out of your comfort zone. Okay? I'm out of my comfort zone all the time, especially on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. You know, Josie's out of her comfort zone. But we've gotten comfortable in our comfort zone to a certain extent.
We have a new comfort zone.
We have a new comfort zone, yeah, because tonight, Laurel is going to put together a delectable dish. Tell us about it, Laurel.
It's a quinoa tabbouleh. A lot of people are gluten-free right now, so this is something that I make at work. We sell it out as fast as we make it. And I've got some fresh vegetables over here, and we're going to add that in when you say go. And we're just going to have a taste. It's very fresh. It's got peppers in it, and parsley, and celery, lemon juice, olive oil. It's very, very simple to make, and very refreshing, and it's got a lot high in protein. So
high in protein, because quinoa is high in protein.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so for vegetarians out there, you know, quinoa is really good. It's a good protein. It's a good grain. I think it really helps with fiber. It doesn't have fiber in it.
And it's actually a seed.
It's a seed.
Quinoa is a seed, and it's one of those ancient grains. And in South America, will be used a lot in soups, and where we would put rice with soups, like chicken soup with rice. You've heard that little book. In Bolivia and a lot of those South American countries, they will put quinoa in their soups and their stews and things like that.
And if you're looking for quinoa in the grocery store, it's not spelled the way it sounds, okay? It's spelled like quinoa. Quinoa. My mom used to say, "What is quinoa, Marilyn? What is quinoa?" I said, "Mom, it's quinoa." So it's not K-E-E-N-W-A-H. It's Q-U-I-N-O-A. Because for a while it took me, what is quinoa? What is this? You know?
Yeah, people mispronounce it all the time.
I know. So the right way to pronounce it is quinoa. I don't know what language that is. Do you know?
Don't know.
Don't know. Don't know. Anyhow, quinoa is great. What other, before we start this, what other dishes do you like to cook?
I love making soup, especially this time of year.
She makes the best soup. I've gone to where she works at Good Foods. The soup is awesome.
Well, lately, Nicholas is making the soup.
Oh,
but
Nicholas is?
whoever can get to the stove first, that's pretty much who makes the soup. But we've all made the soups, and we've all actually created the recipes. And, we sort of co-create. And some are mine, some are his, some were Michael's, some were Linda's. And so I love making soup. I love making tagine, Moroccan tagine.
Ooh,
because there's a picture in the book about that.
Yeah, but I asked you about the book.
We're getting there.
We'll get there.
What's tagine?
A tagine is it's a Moroccan dish. It's a conical shape top.
It's a real dish.
It's a beautiful. You can look at it in a minute.
It has a bowl that has like a round, short top.
I can show you the picture of it.
And then it looks like a chimney.
It looks like it looks like a chimney, but here's the weird thing about it. There's no hole in the top, so the food is gonna. Here it is. Here's a tagine. I don't know if you can see that.
Michael, can you zoom in on that?
I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Can you see that, Michael?
So what happens?
Is there a purpose to the shape?
Yes. What happens is
keeps all the flavors in, doesn't it?
All the flavors in, and they recirculate through the pot and down back into the bottom of the dish. And if you're making anything with spices, with ginger and cinnamon and turmeric and garlic, it's just, the smell in the house when you make it is just, you open the door and you get kind of knocked over.
I like the color of that tagine. That's my favorite
so do I.
color, that turquoise.
That's my favorite color, so.
Yep, that is great. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you before we really get into the nitty-gritty of romancing the food, my Facebook page where my Facebook is, where on my phone, I'm about 12 feet from it. So if I don't answer, Michael's going to answer because I can't personally answer. But if you ask a question and Michael hasn't answered it, I guarantee you I will get back with you this evening. So stay tuned for all our comments. And please send emojis, send the loves, send the likes, send the ha-has, send the smiles, and whatever, because I appreciate your support. I honestly appreciate your support and your time in watching the show. So, but the next thing I want to talk about is she wrote this book. Laurel wrote this book called The Blissed Out Chef. She is known as the Blissed Out Chef.
Right.
Because, why did you get that? Where did you get that name, the Blissed Out Chef?
Because I work with music and I was kind of in the zone.
Yeah.
In the bliss zone. I was in the bliss zone. Especially when I used to come into the old store, and which is closed now, and I would have the kitchen to myself early in the morning sometimes. And I just crank up the tunes, put the headset on, and
so she cooks by music. So if you guys are having problems cooking, I don't like to cook. You know, I really don't.
Do I?
See, Josie don't like to cook either. I cook because I have to eat. I cook because I have to feed my husband, and we like to have dinner together. So if I don't put something together, we don't eat, you know? But my mantra, or whatever, my saying is, and I've always been like this with my kids too, you eat what I fix or you starve. Bottom line, you know? That's the way it's always been. I remember one time when my son was little, he says, well, I don't want to eat this. It's lime. I said, well, then go home. Go to bed. And he says, what are you talking about, Mom? Aren't you going to fix me some? I was like, no, you eat what I fix or you starve. Bottom line. So I'll be honest with you. I don't like to cook. Because I'll eat some of the stuff, and I don't like to bake because if I bake, I gain weight. So, but I love to eat food.
I love to eat food too.
And that's why a lot of times I'll go down.
I mind cooking, but I'd like to have better variety of things to cook. So I've not really gained the creative flair for cooking.
Yeah.
In school, I learned to cook for like dinner parties, but never like just for a basic meal. So I need to learn to cook for a good meal.
Now give me some herbs because I'm an herbalist. Give me some herbs to put in. I will cook. If you give me herbs, I will cook. I love to do that, mixing herbs together. But the regular stuff, I do it because I love my husband and I want to eat.
That's why I cook.
And
There you
that's
go.
and
I
we
cook for
want
my
to spend
husband.
time together. We want to spend time together, you know, and that's a time when we can spend time together and talk and break bread.
You know,
So-
it's so much easier for me to cook at work than it is for myself.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm always on people about, so I'm guilty as charged. I'm always on people about, you know, setting the table for themselves and everything else, but I struggle with that myself personally because
You're
we're in
around food all
we're in a
day.
busy kitchen. It's like that, you know, the minute you walk in the door till the minute you walk out, there's no room for breaks or even the ladies' room or lunch is usually a little cup of something that you're
That
taking
you've
it-
already tried.
that you've already tried or made. And as far as the creativity that you were talking about, sometimes it's just, okay, what do we have left? I mean, what needs to be used up? There's some peppers, there's some chicken, or there's some whatever, some cauliflower. Let's throw this together. At the last minute, like, you know, and just throw something together as a dish, you know, for an entree. But we often don't even know what we're going to make. It just, you're like,
Really?
yeah, it's like,
Wow.
I mean, there's some
That's
things
refreshing
that,
because
well, there's things that,
Yes, really
because I mean I could go in my refrigerator and there's some stuff in there, you know. I could put together and just make a dish and call it what I choose.
but there's things,
Josie's dish.
Yeah.
Josie's dish.
Josie's dish. What a
I mean,
deal.
there's things that we make all the time. There's things that I
Uh-huh.
make every time, you know, regularly because we keep running out. We're running out. But you know, the other stuff, the creative stuff, is just like, okay, what do you feel like making? Oh, you know, it's just so you know, I have that creative reign to do that. So by the end of the day, I can't think of what I want to make for myself. But
But you've been around food all day.
I've been around food all day.
Yeah.
But it's
She
fun.
works at Good Foods down on Huguenot, and you're there, what, 4 days a week?
4
Yeah.
days a week, and then I
Tell
teach
them where
at
on
Mise en Place.
Huguenot, because I didn't know where it was.
It's on
I still don't-
Huguenot,
On Huguenot where?
off of Chippenham. It's at the old Stony Point Shopping Center.
Oh,
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
So if you get off at Chippenham at Huguenot and you just go down, it's just on the
I
right.
just keep straight on down Forest Hill from my house.
There you go. It's not far from
you've
Forest
got to
Hill.
come in for lunch then.
Yeah.
I mean, the food is great. I like to just go in and browse a lot, you know, because
So
now
is it
that
a
I
store
don't,
It's a
and
store
yeah, it's a
and
store
with a
and-
cafe.
You have not been to Good Foods?
I have
Okay,
never.
you have to
girl.
come in for
I have
lunch.
never.
One good thing, let me tell you, the one I love going there because I have told people I found a way to get bulk spices without paying a lot of money for them. They have a great bulk spice department.
Frontier.
Frontier. I used to use Frontier herbs when I had my practice, and you can get a little bit for a little bit of money, which all you need, and put it in a plastic bag there, and you know, mark what it is, and you pay for it, and it's pennies compared to getting it at the grocery store. What you're paying for at the grocery store is the bottle. So my suggestion, friends, if you're going to do some real good cooking, and I think that my husband will be happy, Xenophon will be happy because she's got me motivated. Lauren's got me motivated to get out her book, which I do have, and try some of her recipes because now I'm sort of motivated to. You've motivated me to
I'm
try
good. I'm
cooking.
glad I motivated somebody.
Yeah, because
I'm encouraged.
Yeah, I'm encouraged. I'm motivated. So, you know, even if it doesn't turn out right, it'll turn out fine.
You can't
work in
mess it up. I
progress.
mean, a lot of the recipes actually have no. They're just like, okay, pick up the bowl, put the. We're going to do that in a minute. You know, when you're
Yeah.
ready to do it.
When we're-
But when we're ready to do it, but you know, I really don't like recipes.
Yeah, wow.
So, but you know, there's not many things that you can really mess up.
Mm-hmm.
And
Really?
oh yeah, we use squirt bottles for everything, like those little, you know, clear
Yeah,
bottles
yeah.
that they used to put mustard and mayonnaise in,
Mhm.
olive oil, balsamic vinegar, you know, whatever you have, maple syrup or
Yeah.
something to sweeten something with.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, one of our sponsors is Lisa Hazelgrove, and I have her paper here because I have her phone number this week. I'm so proud of myself. And Lisa does Niken, and she's been talking the past several weeks about the Pi Mag bottle here and the waterfall dispenser where you can get great water. And this is magnetic. I take it with me. It's easy to drink. I feel good when I drink it. The waterfall, they're still on sale, so if you guys are interested in getting one of these, or the waterfall container thing, and it has a little spigot on the end, it's really cool. It's got rocks in it. It's really neat. Get in touch with Lisa at well, let me see, Lisa at lisahealthy.com.
I almost know this by heart now.
I should know this by heart. I know. Lisa at lisahealthy.com, or you can call her at 804-539-3251. Lisa will help you with anything that you want to know about Niken. She also does the emotion code, and she is an adjunct professor at U of R, University of Richmond, and she teaches sleep. So, and she says you could be surprised how many kids fall asleep in her class. Anyhow.
I need to take that class.
Yeah, so it's a good class. So, and she is also having a workshop on Saturday. I don't know what time, at Resonance down at Sycamore Square. Check at Resonance. It's the Float and Sound place down on Sycamore Square. You can Google Resonance, Float and Sound, Sycamore Square to get the phone number and everything. And she's having a workshop down there on the emotion code this weekend on Saturday, but I don't remember what time it is. That was another thing that just came out of the top of my head. I won't be able to go because my youngest grandson is going to be a year old on Saturday.
Right.
So we have a lot of Libras in our family.
I think you do.
Yep. So Sammy's going to be a year old, and I'll be there watching Jacob play soccer in the morning, and then we're going to a birthday party. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Speaking of fun, Laurel cooks with music. This is so cool. She cooks with the neatest music. And one of the songs that she cooks with it's from a movie called Chocolat. Zen, can you start with the Chocolat? Now, would you like to start doing your thing?
Oh, that feels like music to like.
Doesn't it?
Okay,
What do you got there?
I have quinoa here, and quinoa is this ancient grain, and you can see it's not like rice. It kind of opens up.
Like
the seed opens up, and it's like a little white ring around it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Can you see that, Michael?
They remind me of pebbles. I don't know why.
Anyway, so it's got sort of a nutty flavor to it, and so I've got some celery here. Throw some celery in. See what I mean? There's no recipe here. Got some scallions.
The thing is, friends, when you do this, you got to cut all this up. She's already cut all this up.
That's the hard
That's
part.
the hard part for me, is cutting it all up. Then she's got what? Red peppers.
Red peppers. I don't know. Can you see?
Pretty.
Just throw that all in there for the color. And parsley, because parsley is a big component of.
Whoa, that's a lot of parsley.
That's a lot of parsley.
Yeah,
really, really healthy. So
parsley is great for your breath, and it is great for your kidneys. It's really good to cleanse your kidneys.
So we're just going to dress this with a little bit of olive oil.
Look at the colors.
Yeah, the colors are gorgeous.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know if you can see that. I've got some lemon juice
I'm going to hold this up. Can you see that, Michael?
I'm just going to pour a little lemon juice on here.
Oh my
A little
goodness.
salt. A little pepper.
Looks good.
Yum. Yeah.
And we're just going to mix this up.
Wow.
And,
Isn't that
and you've
cool?
got this gorgeous salad. And it's really healthy. And
Wow.
you can have it as a side dish. I do one, I was going to do the breakfast quinoa. I do a breakfast quinoa. That
What do you make with that?
That's apples and currants and celery and maple syrup and olive oil. It is out of this
Wow.
world. It's so good. I was going to do
Yum,
that
yum,
one,
yum.
but I thought this was going to be a little bit more colorful. And
Oh, it
Yeah.
is colorful.
It's beautiful.
I love it.
who wants a taste?
Mimi.
Okay.
Mimi, I love to eat healthy. I'm really working on healthy. I went out to lunch with a friend of mine today, and I didn't eat the rolls. I had a salad. I was so proud of myself because those rolls were saying, eat me, Marilyn, eat me. No, I'm not going to do it. I was so proud of myself that I didn't have any of those carbs.
Well, I think I ate.
You ate the carbs?
I ate Jen's potato chips yesterday.
Oh, that's right. She and I went to lunch yesterday, and she had my chips. You know, when I go there,
Good.
Very good.
I can't tell because I can't.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
try some.
Mm.
Oh, this,
We might not.
Got a little bit of,
Might
you
not
know,
talk anymore. We'd just be
A
sitting here
little
eating.
crunch,
mm,
but it's kind of a takeoff on traditional tabbouleh because so many people can't eat gluten.
And what's tabbouleh?
Tabbouleh is the same thing, only usually they'll use cucumbers and mint. I didn't add mint to this. I mean, you could add mint as well, and it makes it more like traditional tabbouleh. In traditional tabbouleh, you probably wouldn't have the red peppers. You'd have tomatoes and cucumbers and a ton of parsley. It's actually mostly parsley.
Really, you know, it looked like a lot of parsley, but I barely can tell. You know, I would have been, if I were trying to do this, I would have thought, oh, that's too much. Let me just put a little bit in there.
Yeah, but there is
But
no
it's
too
the-
much.
I know.
Isn't that great? So
Yeah.
yeah.
you can't mess it up.
Mm.
You want some? Anybody?
They can have some later. You want some more?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's good. It's good. Well, I gotta talk. And I
You
gotta
talk, I'll eat.
There's a lot of music that Laurel has enlightened me about with cooking, and it makes it fun.
Music makes
it-
everything fun.
I know music makes everything fun, and to me, some of the songs that she's played when we've been at the river, we've been wherever, it has enlightened me and it's made me look outside of the fact that I don't like to cook. You know,
Because it transports you to someplace else.
it does. It does. It really does transport you to someplace else.
Am
In
I
fact,
chewing on the
sometimes
mic?
when I'm cooking, like when the boys would hear, and Jacob loves Thomas the Train, and we would be playing the Thomas the Train CD, and I would be cooking and singing at the same time. And it's still the same thing. Music is music. You can find what music is right for you, right, Laurel?
Absolutely. Depending on your mood, if somebody calls me that's sick or has cancer and asks me to do some healing broths and things for them, or people call me from, they're coming out of the hospital, I use mantras because they're very, you know,
Healing.
more healing and sort of tap into source and helps me connect with that person more.
Right.
And it puts things, or I listen to Carlos Nakai, which is the native flute music, and so it puts it more in a like I'm really tapping into that person, and they're getting not only the benefit of the food but the benefit of the music.
You're putting good energy into what you're
Right.
doing.
It's an
that it
energetic-
transfers over to them.
It's an energetic thing, and we have one song we're going to play here in a little bit, so probably surprise everybody. But
That's
I'm
okay.
ready for
But
it.
that's, I mean, but you know, it's just, there's such a huge range. I love movie soundtracks because movie soundtracks people tap in on an emotional level, and somewhere along the line, when you're watching a movie and you're listening to the music, like, have you seen the movie Lion?
No.
Oh my God, you have to see it. It's about the little boy in India that gets lost on the train and ends up, 30 years later,
I know the story of it.
The
but
music is so beautiful, and even Cider House Rules is one of my favorite soundtracks. Chocolat. You drop into the story when you're watching something. The whole idea is
It
to
brings
draw
you
you
there.
in, and you identify with the character, and you identify with the music, and the music sort of draws you in, and you have an emotional response. And so, sometimes people play salsa, dance music, whatever whatever it is. Sometimes you're more reflective. Yeah, there's a composer, Ludovico, his name Ludovico Annuti. This guy, he's got like amazing piano skills, and he just writes the coolest music. And depending on the mood, and you know, I feel it differently than maybe you would or Marilyn would. I mean, to me,
Well, we all feel it differently.
yeah,
You know, everybody assimilates
But
music.
that's what makes
in a different-
music very universal.
Right.
Because it moves everyone in a different way.
Right, it makes it unique for each individual person. Yeah. So this is her book. It's The Blissed Out Chef, and it has a lot. It's pictorial. This is one of my favorites. My ultimate favorites. Michael, can you zero it? This is her flourless chocolate cake, and it is to die for.
Flourless?
I'm telling you, if you're going to eat the calories, eat this cake.
it's healthy. It's got a lot of protein.
Yep, and it is
got a lot-
worth
got a lot of
every single
So what do you
morsel.
use instead of flour?
Let's see. There's eggs. There's you know, you could substitute. Some people use butter. I use ghee instead of using sugar. You could use coconut sugar. There's like 6 eggs in it.
There is 6 eggs
So I mean, you can actually. I mean, I say eat it for breakfast because of all the protein. So,
This is one that I want to make.
and you
It
melt the
is-
chocolate. It is really delicious.
And she puts raspberries on the top. It's awesome. And it melts in your mouth. Literally melts in your mouth. Better than an M&M, I'll tell you. It's great. It's great. Yeah,
Thank you.
it's wonderful. She makes some great food. Laurel is just very giving. That's what I love about you, Laurel. You're just a very giving person, and I can't say enough about your food and your friendship, and you know the way you bring the food out, and you know, and the creativity in people. You know, I feel that when I go into Good Foods and see the people back there, and it's like, oh my God, they're so creative, and she's there, and they're just buzzing around, and just they're in their zone. They're in the moment,
it's
and they're
pretty
just
focused.
they are very, very focused, very focused. Tell us about Mise en Place. Mise en Place.
Okay,
right?
Mise en Place is a wonderful cooking school down in Chaco Slip, and it's owned by Christine Wansleben. And she's had Mise en Place for 13 years now. We're going undergoing a little renovation. The kitchen's adorable. I love it. We have a lot of, we do Iron Chef events. We do team building, different companies like Capital One, and lots of local companies. Sabra came in. I taught a class for Sabra.
Isn't Sabra a local
Yeah,
hummus? Yeah, it's a local
Yeah.
hummus.
And also Chef Jenny Tremblay West is the pastry chef, and she's created a lot of the dessert recipes. And we get different groups in, and we just kind of let them have at it, you know. So we split everybody up into teams, and we're kind of really there to guide them, but we do different things as well. So it's a lot of fun. I have probably a lot of classes in October.
That's
Do you have
good.
open classes so that individuals can join?
Individuals can join as well.
Because I was so excited I was
I-
going to go to something at Southern Seasons, and then they were gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that they were gone. I did a pizza class. I offered a pizza class. Let's make pizza because I love making pizza. And I just wrote a blog about this. And nobody showed up except for a family of 4 with 2 little girls, and the dad was going to be deployed to Afghanistan.
Oh wow.
So I have the pictures, and I think I put it
Yeah,
on
I
my.
think you put it on
I put it on my.
Facebook,
I put
yeah.
it on my blog and Facebook. What it was like to be the container for these people in this very intimate space. You know, where I got them their stuff ready, and then I just kind of hang back and let them be together. You know, and so they created this memory. So, you know, the thing about the kitchen that's the most important thing to me. The food is fun and it's great, and we kind of do it like, I guess, like a surgeon is like talking about their golf game while they're, you know,
Yeah.
doing your knee replacement or something, you know. It's kind of like the same thing. The kitchen's kind of like an emergency room. There's things flying around all the time. But it's the energy of the people, and it's the communication and the relationships that you build. You learn lots of different things. You'll learn to check yourself. You check your ego, so you don't, you're not talking
Yeah.
from your ego. How to
Leave
treat
your
each
ego
other.
at the door.
Leave your ego at the door, and how to treat each other in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Please and thank you. Do you need the oven? Can I use it now? Could you please do this? And we're all working in a very tiny
It's
space.
a small space.
It's a very
It's a
small
small
space.
space.
Like the same space between you and me, we're both working in a space like this with like big things. So, you know,
Very intimate.
it's very intimate with a lot of people, if that makes any sense.
Hence romancing the food.
You know,
Hence
it just,
romancing the food.
you know, so,
Absolutely.
and you
you
have to
wouldn't
work.
have that kind of personalness
you have to work
if you
in a-
had a huge space, because there would not be that connection.
Right.
You have to work in concert with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Some people don't get along, but you have to try to move past that because you have a goal, a common goal at the end of the
Of
day.
making food.
Of making food. So, you know, and if somebody's angry, if somebody's not talking when you walk into a kitchen, you feel the wall, you know,
Yep.
the wall. And it's really ugly. So we try not to make those things happen. We laugh a lot. You know, we spend a lot of time laughing.
Laughing is the best medicine. I'm telling you. My business partner Judy and I, we laugh so much sometimes my ribs hurt. I'm telling you. And laughing is very, speaking of laughing, it's very good for you.
Oh, yeah.
Because it massages all your organs in there. It raises your endorphin level. And if you laugh for 20 minutes, that is enough laughter equals an hour of aerobic exercise.
I have to laugh.
And let me
I think I
tell
did
you,
that yesterday.
I would rather laugh for 20 minutes than do an hour of aerobic exercise. I'm telling
I
you.
think yesterday I might have done that with a friend on the phone. I
Did
don't know
you?
what I don't even know what was funny, but it was all of a sudden I could not stop, and it just went on. I had to get up and get tissues because the tears were flowing. But it
But
felt
isn't it
so
great?
good.
It is so
Oh my gosh.
good.
Afterwards, I felt like I was just free.
I mean, Judy and I, we laugh all the time. And speaking of Judy, she and I are doing a retreat on October 13th, 14th, and 15th. If you are looking to find yourself, if you want to improve on whatever you want to improve on, if you want to be the amazing you and find amazement in your life, we've got the retreat for you. It is called Creating the Amazing You, the you that flies free. And we are going to have scarf dancing, and we're going to have drumming, and we're going to do meditation and yoga. We've got yoga mats, and we're going to do vision boards. You know, so people will be able to find what they want to do. And I've got all these magazines that I've cut stuff out. I've torn pages out, and I wasn't doing anything with them. They were taking
That's
up
right.
space, so it's like, let's share them. And we're going to do masks. We're making masks.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's Judy's bailiwick. She's going to do the mask thing because she's got it all down pat. And, you know, I'm going to do the scarf dance stuff, and we've got scarves for everybody, and they're sheer and they're huge, and we've got music going. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Wow.
So if you want to come, it is Friday night, October 13th, all day Saturday the 14th, and Sunday morning on the 15th. And it's at the Hyatt Place up at Short Pump Mall. And we're going to have dinner on Saturday night. Friday night, we're going to go out to get to know each other more after and maybe have a drink. I won't have a drink because I got to drive, but I'll have some water or something. And it's going to be great. It's $50 to hold your seat. We still have some room for people, so if you are ready to rock and roll, give me a call at 804-350-0034 or send me a private message through Facebook, or my email address is toppriorityllc@gmail.com. My business is called Top Priority because I want everybody's life to be their top priority. It's that simple. So, and Josie, what's going on with you before I forget about you like I did last week?
Well, it's been really good. Today has actually been Talk Thursday. I started off my morning on Finding My Way radio show, which is my new Josie's Inspiration that I do. And on Sunday, we have our Party with a Purpose, which is my monthly event with my Soul Purpose longevity team, and we have an essential oils workshop. We'll be making natural deodorant and doing some things with dry brushing.
Dry brushing is very important, people. friends.
And so
Really.
those are just a couple of things that are happening. Big damseling on Friday.
Good.
doing
Tell them
some
what damsel is.
Damsel in defense, your personal protection safety items, stun guns, pepper sprays, keep you safe on the go. I love to pamper and protect women.
That's right. She's
Wow,
got the
that's great.
longevity, and she's got the damsel in defense, and she's ready to help any woman who need. How can they get in touch with you?
You can call me at 804-334-1944 or Josi, Josi, no E, Hopkins at gmail.com. And you can visit my my website, josihopkins.com.
There you go. So it's great. She does a lot of good things, and she's having a contest right now at the end of the month.
Yeah,
with
it's
her
a month
friends.
end, so anyone who's in direct sales understands what happens at the end of the month. Everybody gets really busy and antsy to see who's going to promote, who's moving where. And it's really about fun. It's about healthy competition
Right,
and growth.
right.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's
So,
right. Oh, that's a
I
good
love
one.
my
I like
kids.
that.
I love-
Teamwork makes
like that.
the dream work. And Laurel does a lot of teamwork when she's working during the day at Good Foods. So
Trying to keep everybody getting along and getting it all done. Yeah.
all you have to do is start laughing. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
if
we
you're
do.
not
We
getting
do.
along with
We
somebody, just start
laugh.
laughing.
We laugh a lot. I mean, we laugh a lot. It's
What
a
are the
lot.
That's
hours?
good.
Huh?
What are the hours that you're open?
From 8 to 3, and we serve breakfast. I'll be making
Breakfast?
breakfast tomorrow morning.
Now, see,
So-
that's it.
Okay,
My
am I
husband-
going to see you for breakfast?
My
Breakfast is
husband's
from 8 to
asking me all the
10:30.
time, where do you want to go for breakfast? And I'm like, I don't know, just find some
Well,
place
come
to
in
take
tomorrow
me.
morning. I mean, I'll be making breakfast tomorrow. Nicholas is off, so
So tomorrow it's from your breakfast is from 8 to 10:30.
yes,
And then they serve lunch after that
from 11 to 3.
from 11, and they have smoothies. So and the smoothies are awesome, and she'll make whatever.
I'm
you
making a
need.
new smoothie.
What is it?
I'm
I'm
going
gonna
to
use the beet powder,
I know it won't be
um,
tomorrow, but I'm coming next week because once I get past this week's hectic busyness, next week,
Okay, come in for
kick off
breakfast.
the month with doing something fun and new.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
And get some of her delectable food because it's awesome.
Right, and Claudia, my coworker who does, she's the baker, makes the most amazing croissants. And,
So what are some of your breakfast specialties?
let's see, we have her croissants.
Mm-hmm.
And they're delicious.
We do eggs, we have Papa Weber's sausage. We do
You do
vegan.
frittatas.
I do frittatas. Frittatas I do all the time. And now I'm making these little breakfast souffles. I did a video that I put up on Instagram, on Facebook.
Yum.
And today I did bacon. I did them with and without bacon. It was scallions, potatoes, and
I
cheddar
might have to
cheese.
get up early and go. Xenophon, I might have to get up early and go see her tomorrow for breakfast since I got to be on the south side anyhow at 10:30. So I'm meeting a colleague tomorrow at 10:30 on the south side. So
more
I might
Fridays.
just have to go.
I might just have to have
I
breakfast.
might just have to go. I love her frittatas. They are. I have never had a bad frittata from her ever.
Yum.
They are awesome.
Thank you.
They really are.
Thank you. You got to try the little breakfast souffles. Those
I
are
wanna try-
I love making those. Those
I
are
want to try.
come out all
them.
puffed up from the oven. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. If you want some great
Yum,
food,
yum, yum.
get in touch with her. Laura, how can they get in touch with you, by the way?
Okay, you can get in touch with me at www.theblessedoutchef.com.
Yeah, here's her book again,
Or-
The Blissed Out Chef. Here we are.
Laurel at theblessedoutchef.com is my email address. And do I give up my phone number on
You
this
can,
thing? Sure.
you can if you want.
804-357-6570. And one of the other things that I also do is I teach privately. And I work with people with sensitive natures, that people have food allergies, environmental allergies, anything from gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free. I have clients that can't have salt. So
Wow.
if I'm making soups and things for them, that
You got to have no salt.
nothing. It's like it's just got to be the vegetables. They're vegan. They're, you name it, paleo, autoimmune protocol. So I kind of work with everybody.
I want to get some more of your food music
Yeah.
while I grab my bowl.
Yeah, you want some? Oh, you've got some more of that.
Yeah.
So what one are we going to play now?
Oh boy, did we do
Yeah.
Did we do that one?
I think I know
Yeah.
what you're about to play. That's why I'm grabbing my
Let's do
food.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
Xenophon. I love this. I absolutely love this.
What does that have to do with food, right?
Everything to do with
Everything.
food.
Everything. You can't get down if you're empty. You can't do it on an empty stomach, right?
Love it. I love it.
There's a story behind this. So,
I love it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Xenophon, I want to thank him for putting them on his MP3 player. Laurel emailed them to me, and they were in YouTube, and he took them off. Don't ask me how I did it. He's technical, and he makes it sound easy, and it's like, whatever floats your boat, I think it's wonderful. Yeah, I got blue ones. They match the blue in your dress.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want to thank him for doing that. I want to thank Michael for being here. He's my videographer. I just have a great team. I just really do.
yeah, you do. This is awesome.
And I have great guests. And if you want to be a guest on my show, get in touch with me, because I would love to have you as a guest on my show. And you can give me a call at 804-350-0034, or you can email me at toppriorityllc@gmail.com. I'm looking for more guests. So if you want to be a guest, if you want the viewership, if you want to get out there, and because I've had a lot of people say, Marilyn, I love your shows. They're great.
And you're getting good numbers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, this is our 24th show. We've been a lot. We've been doing this a long time. Almost. Next week it'll be 6 months, Joes. 6 months. You know?
We should have a cake.
We should have a cake.
We should have that cake.
I'll make you a cake, but
Okay.
maybe we want to explain what sexual healing has to do with the food.
Yeah, that would be good.
They're probably saying, what?
What?
Why are they playing that?
Tell them.
Well, okay, so there's this movie called Like Water for Chocolate. And do you know that movie? Okay, so it's my favorite food movie, and I'm not sure where the farm was. I'm not sure if it was in South America or it was in Mexico. And so there's this family, and there's 3 daughters, and the last daughter is born, and the husband was the father was in the bar, and somebody said, well, maybe that you're not the father, so he has shock, and he has a heart attack, and he dies. And so the mother, who's like really not nice, she resents the youngest daughter, and the youngest daughter is supposed to take care of the mother and never get married. So the youngest daughter, Tita, ends up hanging out in the kitchen most of her life with the cook, and the cook teaches her all her secrets in the kitchen. And she grows up, and tell me if I'm saying this wrong. She meets Pedro, right? And they fall madly in love, and the mother forbids their marriage. So he marries her sister so he could be closer to her. So she has to bake the wedding cake. So she's stirring the wedding cake, and all her tears go into the wedding cake. And everybody that ate the cake started crying and wailing and everything. So the only way that she could express her love for him and her desire for him was through her cooking. So she would stir in the rose petals and I think it was a mole sauce or something, and everybody that ate the sauce kind of went home with each other that night. So there's a real connection between what you feel when you're cooking and your emotions and what ends up being energy. I don't even want.
It is your energy.
It is your energy.
If you are angry and you're not romancing your food when you're fixing it, it's not going to taste good. Or people could get sick because of the energy. It's
because of the energy. And also, I mean, well, I have this thing on my hand right now, but I talk in the book about, I know we're supposed to wear gloves in the commercial world. And if you're working with a salad that's a wet salad or this, you probably wouldn't want to do, without gloves on or without a spoon. But a lot of times people are just afraid to, touch their food. And it's such a tactile thing. I mean, just get their hands in and marinate something or,
Or make make a meatloaf and
I know.
take your...
I've seen people make meatloafs trying to do it with a spoon, and I'm like,
How can you do that?
get in there.
Yeah, get in there and, massage your
you
fingers.
gotta
and
knead
get
So, I mean,
going.
so what you're thinking,
Yeah.
if you want to plan a romantic meal, you can play some Marvin Gaye, choose some nice orange foods, like we have a coconut carrot ginger soup, which is orange, which is
It is
that sacral,
delicious.
it's all that sacral energy. And get in the kitchen, turn the tunes on, and if you're going to have a romantic night, that energy ends up in the food too. So
It does. It does. So romance your food.
I mean,
Really?
food is intimate.
It is.
It's internal,
Mm-hmm.
and relationships are intimate.
That's right.
So it goes hand in hand that you would want to be intimate with your food and have some intimacy.
what's the first thing that people do when they go out on a date? Their first date is usually
go out to
They
eat.
go out to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're right.
Because you find
They
your
go out to
comfort
eat.
zone over food, even if you're not cooking it.
He's laughing.
Yeah, well, it's funny. We went to, on our first date, over 10 years ago, almost 11 years ago, we went to Red Lobster over in Charlottesville because he lived in Livingston and I lived in Harrisonburg. So we lived 70 miles apart from one another. So we decided to meet in Charlottesville. So I told my kids, they said, what are you doing? I said, I'm going out with this guy tonight. We've talked, but, we really didn't. We talked a lot, but we hadn't met
Right.
yet. So it wasn't really a blind date, but it was sort of a blind date, And we get there, and Red Lobster, what do you eat? Fish, right? He orders Aztec chicken. And I'm thinking,
What?
what? That's exactly what I thought. So I go home and I tell my kids, I say, how was your date? And they said, it was okay, but it was kind of weird. And they said, well, what happened? I said, well, we went to Red Lobster. And he said, yeah, Mom. My son, who was a chef at the time, said, well, what'd you get? And I said, well, I get salmon like I always get. I love salmon. And they said, well, what'd your date get? Aztec chicken. And he goes, what? At a fish restaurant? And it's like, yeah, I know. But we've been together now 10 years, so over 10 years. We've been married 10 years, but we've been together over 10 years. So. And, that's always the joke. Well, they don't have Aztec chicken at Red Lobster anymore. So if you're looking for it on the menu, it's not there. But that's why, and that's why we laugh about that all the time. And so that's my story.
And I'm sticking to it,
And I'm
right?
sticking to it, yeah. But, we wound up getting married, and we're very happy. And he's my audio guy, and I feel very blessed that he's here to help us out with the sound and everything. And so that's what we do. So, but I am definitely going to be working more on my cooking, which will make him happy. So
I'll be working more on finding lots of great places to go and eat.
yeah, yeah. And talking about doing better for yourself, being more motivated to do things. I am a collaborating author in this book called Yes You Can, Go for Achieving Your Dreams. Stories about how others have done it. I've done it. I'm still doing it, but I've done it. And I have this book. It's got my name on the front, Dr. Marilyn A. Scott. No, it says Dr. Marilyn Scott. There's no A. And I'm selling these books for $12. If you would like an autographed copy, just let me know, and I will autograph a copy. And they're $12, which is a very nominal fee. There's a lot of authors on the back. Jo Hausman is one of the authors. She's the one who is one of my colleagues. I've known her for several years, and she lives up in South Dakota. So she's a Facebook friend.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of these, I think, live up in that area. So anyhow, my picture's on the back, and I've done it, and I'm still doing it. I'm still doing it. I'm still working on different ways to be amazing.
Yep. Every day.
Every day. Every day I do it. There's two things I try to do every single day. I don't try, I do it. I touch the heart and life of one person. And I hope I've touched the heart and life of many of you tonight, just as Josi has and just as Laurel has. And I learn something every day. Every day. I keep my mind going. You got to keep your brain going. You got to keep those gears running. It's so important to keep the gears running. And try something new. Try a new recipe. Try getting a new book that you want to learn something from. Go to a new health food store. Go to a new store. Josie, you really got to go to Good Foods. I'm telling
going
you,
next
it's
week.
awesome. It's awesome.
Next week's a pretty clear week, so
There-
I'm
yeah,
going to get my
there's-
husband up early one morning and say, hey, I got a place for breakfast this time.
There you go.
That's right. And he'll
Yeah.
say, good, you drive.
I know.
So, try something new. Laurel's taught me a lot of things. The one thing when I messed up my shoulder 4.5 months ago, it's almost 5 months ago, I got some bone broth, but I made it. And one of the things that Laurel gave me the courage to do is just make the bone broth. It's pretty much a no-brainer. And that's what really helped get me over.
Yeah, all that collagen is great.
Yep. It really helped with the bone marrow and everything. It really helped me get over the hump, if you will, of the pain, and helped me be more agile with the agility. And I guess I'm probably 98%.
Yeah, bone broth
much,
is
much better.
amazing.
I know.
Bone
I have a bone broth
is
smoothie that I
amazing.
do in the morning. It's a banana with probiotics and bone broth.
And what kind of bone broth? Which one?
Do you have ancient?
It's longevity.
Oh,
Okay.
it's one that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a powder?
It's our fit shake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I made my own.
And I love it. Well,
And I wound up with
yeah,
like
my mother used to make it all the
10
time.
I wound up with 10 jars like this big. They were almond butter jars, this big, that I made of bone broth. And I drank a couple every day, and
It's wonderful
it's
for
wonderful.
breakfast. Even for breakfast, it's
Yeah.
wonderful. I went to the farmers market, Mannequin Market. I love Mannequin Market, and I know Lisa Dearden, and I got a bag this big of beef bones for $4.
Yeah.
$4.
Wow.
It's like, I'm going to go home after this and make bone broth. Now that you talk about it,
It's just good to have in the refrigerator.
yeah, it's good
It's,
stuff.
get yourself some beef bones. If you're a vegetarian, I don't know what you're going to do, but how do you make vegetarian bone broth?
Well,
There is no vegetarian
There is no
bone.
vegetarian.
You can
But you can have there are healing broths that you can make with.
What can you make? Okay, give us a recipe for a healing broth.
Well, I know that in
That's
China.
not that's vegetarian.
Well, I know that in Chinese medicine, if you take the tips of the white part of the scallions and you put that in your broth with other vegetables, that's supposed to break up congestion. And a friend of mine from Ireland, now, I don't know if it's carrageenan, the same carrageenan that we don't like, but they take carrageenan from the sea and they make a broth out of it for bronchitis.
Excuse me.
So,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, just carrots, celery, the trilogy, carrot, celery, onions. And if you're doing it in the crock pot, well, see, with the bone broth is different. You have to do it for 24 hours.
Yeah,
12 to 24 hours because you're drawing out the...
You're drawing all the stuff of the bone marrow and everything.
Right.
Yeah, if you're gonna do bone broth, make sure you're home. Like I do it on the weekends.
I do it on the crock pot and I leave it overnight. I go to work, I leave it on.
You do it in the crock pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That's my magic tool.
your crock pot.
My crock pot.
Yeah, well, I'm normally home, when on the weekends I try to get home, and if I make time for that to make the bone broth because I think it's important. But one day the first time I made bone broth, I didn't have any onions, but I had, you know what I used? I had organic apples in the refrigerator.
That must have been
And
delicious.
I used organic apples instead of onions, and let me tell you, it was delicious.
I bet you it was.
You
We
know,
used
and
leeks
that-
last week. Leeks were great.
You used what?
Leeks were.
Leeks?
Oh my God.
Leeks
Whatever-
are good. They're a good big type of onion, you know. But with leeks, as you know, you got to make sure that you
Gotta
clean out all
really
the
wash 'em.
sand. It's a lot of cleaning with a leek,
Yeah, but they were so good in
Oh, they
broth.
are.
It just changes the flavor and
Yeah.
it's really cool.
Years ago, when I was in Edinburgh, Scotland, on a train trip, I wanted to try eating soup on a train. That was one of my things that I wanted to do. So they had what they called cock-a-leeky soup.
Oh, that's delicious.
And it was with chicken
And leeks and-
leeks, and it was absolutely fabulous, and I didn't spill a drop. I was so proud of myself. That was like way over 30 years ago in my old world, but yeah. And I've made that before. I haven't made it for a long time, though, but that would be one to make.
I might make it tomorrow.
There you go. See, I'm giving her
See?
romancing food.
Yeah.
That sounds
ideas.
good.
But you can tell it's your passion, though.
He really-
It is.
If
It
he
is.
gets
Because
to,
something
if he gets to
you
the
get a
stove first, he
glow
makes,
when you're talking about food and
you know what, I mean, the kitchen is really, I mean, it's a very intense energy in there. It's a very fragile energy because you have people working at such close proximity, and it's such a...
Like smaller than elbow room.
Yeah, it's a very focused thing, and, you know, I thought I would be tired of it, but I still love it, you know.
Once a chef, my son used to be a chef, and when he comes to visit me, he does the cooking, you know.
so there's another song that you have that you use in the kitchen.
Yeah, let's
I know we
play
only
the
got a few
butterfly
minutes.
song.
Yeah, this is really
We have
something...
a couple more minutes, so let's play the
Yeah.
butterfly song, the butterfly waltz. That was a
I
pretty
love
video
butter-
too because it showed all the butterflies and everything. It was cool.
Oh, I love butterflies.
Well, the thing about the butterfly waltz, I use this in, and this is for people who are listening, think about what is sweet in your life. And so this is one of the songs I use in my retreat work, and like I said, I have different things that bring people into different places. And this particular song is sweet.
It is.
You know, it gets sweeter and sweeter the more you play it. And so I always ask people to think about what is sweet in your life. What is the first sweet memory you have? What is the first sweet thing you tasted? You know? Oops, the music's getting a little funny, but there you go. So that's just always something. This is what this always reminds me of, and
It's dainty.
yeah, it's really sweet.
Yeah.
It's like my mornings.
Yeah.
It's like sitting in my rocking chair and just breathing and
Isn't that nice?
holding a baby.
Right. It's nice.
Yeah, it's lovely, and like I said, it's sweet, and so you know.
So, friends, what I want you to do, what we would love for you to try is, because I'm going to do it because, like I said, I don't like to cook. Josie doesn't like to cook. We're going to try this. Find some music, Josie, and we'll be accountable to each other this week and see what
Well,
we're
I
cooking.
always have music on in my kitchen.
I don't always have music. Sometimes I like to cook in silent, and maybe that's why I'm not. I don't like to cook. So maybe I should try the music. So if you haven't tried music in your kitchen when you're cooking, try some music. Turn the radio on. It's calming. It's soothing, especially that one.
Yeah, my Bose is there.
Your
So,
Bose is there.
my
There
Bose
you
is
go.
there. Mhm.
So it's just lovely.
Yeah.
It's just and it makes cooking a whole lot nicer. So.
It does, and it also brings back memories. Like this kind of music brings back memories of if you're thinking what it was sweet in your life of people that you loved and family members, and maybe they're no longer with you. But I always also invite them to join you to eat, and
Right.
cook with you.
So make some food with somebody, romance the food, have a great time, join
Make
with
some
some of your
memories.
friends, make some memories.
Make some
You know,
memories.
one day Jacob and I made, when I was still watching, we made pizza.
Yeah,
And it
it's
was
fun.
so much fun. And it was simple. We had a pizza crust. We threw marinara sauce on top, and he took a spoon and he moved it all around. And then we had mozzarella cheese and the shredded stuff, and he took his hand and put it in there and just sprinkled it all around. And it was fun. It was
And
fun.
kids love to cook. I remember when my grandson, I think he went to a cooking class when he was like 5 or something, and he still loves to cook. You
Yeah.
know? And I
That's
like
great.
to see them, you know, when they're interacting and creating. And I remember when he was coming back from his birthday soccer trip, his sister went in the kitchen and made him pancakes
Isn't
for when
that
he came home
nice?
that night.
Isn't that nice? That
You
is
know,
so nice.
So food is romantic, and it's love. It doesn't have to be romance in terms of physical,
Right.
but it's a love expression
Right.
to prepare food for someone.
I love, like I said, I don't like to cook, but I love prepare food for Zen. I love to make food for him, even if it doesn't taste.
What a
like
lucky
great
guy!
food.
Come on.
It's so nice to just to be
He doesn't
able
like
to
quinoa,
prepare.
but
Yeah.
tell me he doesn't like quinoa.
Oh, he doesn't
Don't
like
make
quinoa.
him quinoa.
Don't make him quinoa. Okay. So anyhow,
I bet he'll
I
like
hope
this stuff.
everybody has a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for joining us in my den and being a part of Healthy Living with Marilyn. And we hope that you have a wonderful week. Have a great weekend. Next on Sunday starts the new month. Cheers, everybody, and change your life today. Have a great week. We love you. Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.